So you're considering a move to Bee Cave, Texas. I completely understand the appeal. You've probably been browsing those impressive hill country listings, imagining those picture perfect sunsets, or hearing colleagues rave about Lake Travis living in those highly rated schools. But here's what often gets overlooked, and this could significantly impact your ultimate decision. The day-to-day reality of living in Bee Cave looks quite different from those really nice polished marketing materials. Maybe you've noticed how Bee Cave residents seem to describe a trip into downtown Austin as a major expedition, or how summer schedules revolve almost entirely around water-based activities. And here's something that might really catch you off guard. How does a community so closely associated with Lake Travis itself actually function when most properties don't actually offer direct lake views? So stick with me because I'm about to clarify that along with plenty of other very important details. This isn't going to be your typical relocation overview. I'm sharing the complete, honest picture of everyday life in Bee Cave once you've actually settled in and established your routine. By the end of this video, you'll either realize that another area might be a better fit for you, or you'll be reaching out to us to help you find your ideal home in this exceptional hill country spot. I'm covering both the good and bad of Bee Cave living, but let me start with something that can really throw people off, and that's Bee Cave's relationship with Lake Travis itself. Here's the reality. Bee Cave is absolutely a Lake Travis community, but you won't find direct waterfront properties with Lake Travis views within the Bee Cave city limits. On that note, Bee Cave sits strategically positioned just minutes from Lake Travis access points, but the city itself is elevated above the lake on hill country terrain. What this actually means is you get all of the benefits of lake living, the lifestyle, the schools, the recreational components, but your actual home will be situated on rolling hills overlooking those really nice surrounding hill country views, not perched directly on the Lake Travis shoreline like some of the other spots. And here's why this geography matters more than you think for your daily life. This positioning is actually Bee Cave's secret edge. You're living in an incorporated city with its own municipal services, police force, and local government, all separate from the city of Austin, and not in some unincorporated county area. We're talking about a legitimate municipality that provides city level services, all while maintaining that hill country, smaller town feel, but with very ample amenities that I'll get into. Location-wise, Bee Cave sits about 12 miles west of downtown Austin. That's roughly 20 to 30 minutes depending on traffic, and about 35 miles from Austin's International Airport. You're far enough to feel like you've actually escaped the city hustle, but close enough that Austin's job market, entertainment, and of course airport access remain completely manageable, all while having the lake nearby. So picture this: morning hill country views and sunsets that'll make you question why you ever lived anywhere else. And then there's your Lake Travis access. We're talking about 19,000 acres of pristine water, perfect for every imaginable water sport, sitting just minutes from your door. Weekends mean quick drives to boat ramps for spontaneous wake surfing trips, waterfront dining where you dock your boat and walk up to the restaurants, and lake access that feels like your ultimate private playground. If you love exploring wineries and distilleries as well, the hill country wine scene can become your occasional weekend getaway. You're actually 30 minutes closer to these hill country spots, cruising scenic back roads to hidden gems in Dripping Springs, Fredericksburg, and everything in between. Speaking of options, I'm going to tell you about the neighborhoods in Bee Cave that most people aren't highlighting. Here's the reality about living in Bee Cave. It fundamentally changes your entire approach to life. The biggest adjustment nobody warns you about is that Bee Cave operates as a true hybrid. You're part hill country sanctuary, part Austin Metro, and figuring this out takes a little bit of time. Like I mentioned, Bee Cave and Lake Travis residents treat drives into parts of Austin like expeditions that require advanced planning. When you're settled into this rhythm that Bee Cave offers, the thought of battling traffic on Mopac or I-35 just to grab dinner downtown feels a little bit exhausting before you even start. And really, once you settle into this new lifestyle, leaving the area actually starts to feel much less appealing anyway. This isn't about Bee Cave residents being hermits or snobs. It's just that hill country and lake living can really reframe your priorities. The question sort of becomes, why sit in Austin gridlock when you could drive 10 minutes for a day on the lake? Your weekends really shift from scrambling to find activities to choosing between way too many incredible options all throughout this hill country area. On that note, I've been a Lake Travis resident for over 15 years and I've witnessed this transformation countless times. What actually develops is this natural boundary based on hill country rhythm versus that city hustle. Your afternoon trail runs, evening wine on the patio, and that local restaurant where the servers know your name. Everything exists within this really nice bubble. Before we tour the neighborhoods, which I'm really excited to show you, let's talk about where you'll actually be spending your time in Bee Cave because the amenities here are a big part of what makes this area so special. The Hill Country Galleria is the heartbeat of Bee Cave with a lot of changes underway. The Galleria is a sprawling outdoor mixed-use hub with over 75 shops and restaurants anchored by stores like Dillard's, H&M, and Barnes & Noble. But here's what makes it feel more like a town square than a shopping center. The outdoor pavilion hosts everything from theater performances to live music under the Texas sky. You'll also find farmers markets and all sorts of outdoor events throughout the month. Just around the corner, walkable from the Galleria, is the Bee Cave Central Park. At 50 acres, it strikes a really perfect balance, large enough that you're not crowded, but not so sprawling that you need a map. The scenic 1.5-mile paved loop is great for morning walks or bike rides, and the dog park means your four-legged family members get their own space to roam. If you also have kids, you're covered. There's a playscape, basketball courts, and plenty of picnic areas for those spontaneous family hangouts. Before diving into the neighborhoods, if navigating Bee Cave's different lifestyle options and really understanding the city's unique positioning sounds like something you'd like to explore together, let's connect. My name is Aubrey Von Baron, and my team and I specialize in helping people relocate throughout Bee Cave in the greater Austin metro. If you're not quite ready yet, that's perfectly fine. Be sure to download our resources below and head over to our website to ultimately keep an eye on the market. But here's where neighborhood choice becomes critical because where you choose to live in Bee Cave determines everything from your commute all the way to your daily lifestyle. Let's talk about some of Bee Cave's most popular neighborhoods because understanding these differences is crucial for making the right choice. Within this list, I'm also highlighting one of my all-time favorite neighborhoods within the entire Austin metro, which happens to be located in Bee Cave. Before I get to that though, let's start with the neighborhood of Lake Point, which is an incredibly popular established master plan where the draws are mature oak trees, big views, and having the closest proximity to the Hill Country Galleria shopping and downtown Austin. Although the prices vary based on where you are within Lake Point, they are fairly accessible for the area overall. Lake Point offers great value for families wanting Lake Travis schools and hill country living without the ultra premium price tags. You'll find neighbors who've been there for years, kids playing in cul-de-sacs, and homes that offer excellent bang for your buck. On the flip side, if you are looking for something a little bit more expensive with some wow factor and big views, you can also find this in certain sections of Lake Point, especially towards the back of the community, where you'll even find spots that overlook Lake Austin. Our next community is Falconhead, a master plan neighborhood that's become a magnet for golf enthusiasts thanks to the Falconhead Golf Club sitting right in its backyard. But there's more to this neighborhood than just great golf, which we will get into in a minute. Here's what makes Falconhead interesting. It's actually split into two sections. The original neighborhood connects to Ranch Road 620, while the newer Falconhead West section feeds off of Highway 71. This dual access setup isn't just a fun fact, it's genuinely useful when you're navigating Austin's unpredictable traffic patterns. You have options here. Most homes were built in the late 2000s, typically ranging in size between 25 and 4,500 square feet. There's also some variety, so if you're looking for a larger lot with golf course views, you can find it. If you prefer a newer, lower maintenance patio home with a manageable yard, perfect for that lock and leave lifestyle, there are pockets designed exactly for that as well. Now, about that golf course, Falconhead Golf Club is one of the rare public courses in the area, which is a big deal when you consider that most nearby Lakeway courses are all tied to the Private Hills Country Club. We're almost to my favorite neighborhood, but first, let's talk about this fantastic hidden gem that flies completely under the radar, nestled in a really quiet corner that most people drive right past without ever discovering. When you drive into the community of Homestead, you'll immediately feel this peaceful countryside vibe. Lots here stretch anywhere from 1 to 8 acres, which is seriously spacious for Bee Cave. We're talking some of the largest parcels you'll find in the entire area. And here's the best part. You have all of this elbow room and tranquility while still being just a quick hop from the Hill Country Galleria. Talk about having your cake and eating it too. If community pools, fitness centers, and HOA drama aren't your thing, you're going to love Homestead with lower fees and very minimal regulation. So picture this, century-old oak trees spreading their massive branches overhead and homes that each have their own personality. And here's something kind of funny. I have heard people joke about Texans riding horses everywhere, which I never really understood, but while we don't actually gallop to our day jobs, Homestead is one of those rare neighborhoods where you can actually keep horses and ride around the community, which I think is still pretty cool. And now for the neighborhood that is one of my favorites in all of Austin and the one that commands the highest prices in all of Bee Cave. This is Spanish Oaks. When you picture Spanish Oaks, you can think of 900 acres of gorgeous hill country terrain wrapped around a championship golf course with 2 manned guard gates, keeping things extra private and secure. Every home here is custom built, which means you're looking at anything from 2,500 square feet to over 10,000 square foot estates. And the architectural styles are just as diverse: Pacific Coast modern, classic hill country, Mediterranean, and everything in between. Each one really tells its own story, and over 350 of these one-of-a-kind residences are already calling Spanish Oaks home, many overlooking either the golf course or the thousands of acres of nature preserves nearby. But here's what really sets Spanish Oaks apart, and that is the resort-style amenities that mean you rarely need to even leave the neighborhood. The golf club is an 18-hole private course ranked number 6 in Texas by Golf Digest and number 3 by Golf Week. So after your round, you can head over to the clubhouse restaurant that overlooks the 3rd hole, grab a bite to eat or a cold drink. You can even have an upscale dinner at this spot, all within the neighborhood. The pool pavilion within Spanish Oaks feels more like a resort than a neighborhood amenity. There's a multi-level pool with lap lanes, quiet waterfall areas, and a sandy beach shallow section for the kids. So grab a spot under the shaded cabana or warm up by the fireplace, all while catching a game. And in fact, from Memorial Day through Labor Day, there's even a pool chef serving up a full menu and drinks all by the pool. And here's my favorite quirky detail about Spanish Oaks. The neighborhood has its own fish camp with a private stocked lake. We're talking about native fish, including trophy largemouth bass, all in your neighborhood. So beyond the multiple parks scattered throughout Spanish Oaks, there's an extensive trail system all winding through the community, which is ideal for morning runs, evening walks, or just clearing your head in nature, again, all within the community. One important note, many of these Spanish Oaks homes are actually sold off market through private listings that never hit the public websites. If this community sounds like something that might be a fit for you, be sure to reach out to me directly because I have access to these private listings and would love to show you everything that's available. Now let's talk a little bit more about the day-to-day routines, because this is when Bee Cave's location really starts to pay off, and most people actually miss this about living in Bee Cave. Those famous Lake Travis attractions that everybody mentions are just minutes away, but you're also living in an elevated hill country setting that offers completely different benefits. So the real magic happens when you discover how this positioning gives you the best of both worlds. Sure, everybody knows the Oasis, Lakeway Resort, and those picture-perfect spots featured in every Visit Lake Travis article. But as a Bee Cave resident, you quickly learn that you get lake access without lake living challenges. No dock maintenance, no extra waterfront related fees, but all of the recreational benefits just minutes away. Take the Oasis restaurant, for instance. Weekend evenings, it's definitely packed, but as a Bee Cave resident, you can drive there in 15 minutes on a Tuesday afternoon and enjoy some of the most famous sunset views without the crowds. Same story with the parks, marinas, and other amenities. You get all of these benefits without any of the complications. But let's be honest, Bee Cave is definitely not perfect. So let's talk about the challenges that catch most new residents off guard. First, let's address the drive time reality. While Bee Cave is one of the closest to Austin in terms of hill country living, you're still 20 to 30 minutes from downtown Austin. During rush hour, that commute into downtown can also stretch for most neighborhoods. Then there's the service accessibility factor. Yes, you have the Hill Country Galleria with shops, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, and other great spots, but for specialty shopping, dining variety, or entertainment options beyond those basics, you're likely driving north to the Domain or select parts of Austin proper. Some residents love this separation, others find it a little bit limiting. But let's consider the flip side. These challenges pale in comparison to the incredible lifestyle benefits, and that's the mentality that most of our clients end up having. Having your own municipality and police force will mean faster emergency response times than in larger areas, and being positioned in the hill country at higher elevation means bigger views and definitely space that many other areas just can't match. Now for the big question everybody asks: which bee cave neighborhood matches my lifestyle and budget? If you're researching from out of state, you're probably seeing conflicting information between these neighborhoods. And while each neighborhood works wonderfully for someone, probably not all of these will actually suit your specific needs. Lake Point offers an established community with Lake Travis Independent Schools and some of the closest proximity to downtown and the Hill Country Galleria. Falcon Head provides a golf course lifestyle with closer access to Lake Travis, and Homestead delivers that more rural feel with larger lots and privacy while still being in the heart of Bee Cave. And Spanish Oaks offers exclusivity, luxury homes, and the nicest amenities. Now, here's the financial truth in all of Bee Cave. You're typically getting more square footage and yard space than closer in Austin properties, plus highly ranked Lake Travis schools. Specific neighborhood choice determines everything from your daily commute to your social circle to your home's long-term value and appreciation and everything in between. If you're seriously considering a move to the Bee Cave area or anywhere within the Austin metro, be sure to reach out to us so we can help you streamline the information and ultimately find the best neighborhood for you. So here's what typically unfolds several months after making Bee Cave your home base. Initially, everything feels a little bit surreal. You're learning optimal lake access timing, mastering commutes to Austin, and discovering which hill country views look best during those different seasons. Then one random evening, you're relaxing on your patio with the rolling hills stretching for miles, and everything really just hits. Bee Cave isn't flawless. No place is. Commutes require planning. Some services mean driving to Austin. And yes, you'll probably start considering buying a boat or jet ski. But it becomes remarkably easy to love once you're established and actually experiencing this fantastic lifestyle. And definitely let me know in the comments which Bee Cave neighborhood actually sounds like the best fit for you. And if Bee Cave is calling your name and you're ready for next steps, be sure to reach out. Whether you're planning a year ahead or ready to tour neighborhoods this weekend, we're here to help you identify the perfect neighborhood for your lifestyle. So again, be sure to reach out through the information below. Until next time.